MakingAScene.org brings you Stop Feeding the Algorithm, the indie artist content strategy that brings fans home. Look, if you're an independent artist, you've probably heard the exact same exhausting advice over and over again. You know, the whole, if your song isn't getting heard or your shows aren't selling out, you just need to post more content. But today, in this explainer, we're going to look at why that endless treadmill might actually be hurting your career. We've all been pressured to just post more, right? But MakingAScene.org reminds us of something absolutely crucial. Feeding the machine with endless posts doesn't build a real music business if it doesn't move your fans anywhere useful. The reality hits hard. A view is not a fan, and a like, that is definitely not a relationship. We're talking about a massive fundamental shift today, moving away from chasing those hollow vanity metrics on platforms we don't even own, and towards cultivating actual long-term connections. In this explainer, we're going to break this down into 6 key steps. Stop feeding the algorithm, moving off rented land, the power of door content, building your website vault, capturing real fan data, and your weekly content rhythm.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, Stop Feeding the Algorithm, and the Trap of Empty Attention.
For years, the industry has really pushed artists to treat attention like it's the ultimate prize. But think about this for a second. The core issue boils down to this reality. Selling 10 actual tickets is infinitely better, and honestly way more valuable to your career than getting 10,000 empty views from people who are just scrolling by and will literally never interact with you again. MakingAScene.org points out that these platforms, they want you posting constantly because their entire business model relies on keeping users there to sell ads. But your goal isn't to make the platform stronger. It's to build a fan base you can actually reach, understand, and serve. And that brings us right to Section 2. Moving off rented land and taking control of your ecosystem. MakingAScene.org paints a really stark contrast here. Social media, it's just rented land. It's totally algorithm controlled, the attention is incredibly temporary, and honestly, the rules can change literally overnight. You could spend years building up an audience there and still only reach a tiny fraction of them when you hit post. But your artist website? That is an owned home. It's completely artist-controlled, it's built for actual long-term relationships, and that's where the real value lives. Think about it. You wouldn't build your actual physical house on land you don't own, so why would you build your entire music business there? Which leads us to Section 3, the power of door content, and opening the path to your world. So, if social media is basically just rented land, what are we supposed to be posting there? We definitely shouldn't just abandon it, but we absolutely need to rethink how we use it. The key here is creating what's called door content. Now, door content catches attention, sure, but more importantly, it gives the fan a really clear reason to step off the platform and into your own ecosystem. So it's not about dumping your whole creative soul into a feed. It's about giving them just enough of a taste to make them care. It acts like a doorway, pointing them straight home to your website. Let's look at what this actually looks like in practice. It could be a raw live clip that proves the energy of your shows, a gritty rehearsal teaser showing your work in progress, maybe a behind-the-song emotional moment that gets them invested in the lyrics, or even a story-driven merch post. The secret sauce is that the best content always has a clear path attached to it. So a live clip shouldn't just scream, "Look at me." It should say, "Hey, this is what the room feels like. Come over to my site and grab tickets for the next one." Moving right along to Section 4, building your website vault and making the visit worthwhile. Here's the catch, though. Door content only works if your website is a place people actually want to visit. If you just send fans to some dead page with a bio from 3 years ago, they are not coming back. So think of it as a fair exchange. You give the public platform a little taste to spark some curiosity, but the actual full meal, that lives securely in your website vault. For example, you drop a quick 20-second rehearsal clip on social media, but the full deep dive rehearsal breakdown is in your vault. Maybe one live chorus goes on social, but the entire live recording is on your site. You post a graphic of a single lyric line, and that leads directly to a handwritten lyric sheet and an exclusive acoustic demo in the vault. You're basically teaching your fans that if they want the real, deeper experience, they've got to come directly to you. And you know, this is exactly why this strategy is just such a game changer. By keeping things like full behind-the-scenes videos or tour diaries totally exclusive to your site, you keep the fan locked inside your world. They are completely free from the distraction of whatever viral feed video is coming next. Once they're on your site, they are being pulled away by the latest meme or trending dance. Their attention is 100% focused on your art and your community. All right, let's jump into Section 5, capturing real fan data and turning moments into relationships. So once fans finally walk through the door into your house, The main goal is to capture real data so you can actually sustain your career, build a real community, and properly route your future tours. Makingascene.org suggests totally ditching that boring join my newsletter plea. Honestly, that just sounds like homework, right? Instead, give them an email sign up that genuinely feels like a gift, like an unreleased private acoustic track. Set up city sign up pages so you know exactly where your diehard fans live before you even try to book a club tour. You can also throw up QR codes at the merch table to unlock live recordings while they're still buzzing from the gig. And definitely use trackable links so you can measure actual real movement from your posts instead of just staring at vanity metrics. This is how you turn simple engagement into actual business intelligence.
Which brings us to our final step, Section 6, your weekly content rhythm, establishing a sustainable plan for indie artists.
Okay, so knowing all of this, how do we actually pull this off without totally burning out and spending our entire lives staring at a phone, hoping to go viral? Well, you can build a really sustainable, highly effective weekly rhythm by just following these 3 simple steps. Step 1, start with a story post for connection. Just explain what you're working on and why it matters to you. Then step 2, move to a performance clip to prove the music works and showcase your vibe. And finally, step 3, end with a clear call to action. Make a direct invitation back to your website ecosystem. When every single piece of your content actually has a designated job, you stop just shouting into the void and you start building a definitive path. Now, here is a surprising but super practical tip from makingascene.org. Use AI, but not to churn out empty noise or write those weird, soulless captions. Use it as an assistant to brainstorm really specific hooks and concepts that drive fans to your website. Give AI a real job. Ask it to generate short video ideas that funnel fans specifically to a website-only acoustic version, or ask it to help you analyze which of your posts actually resulted in real website visits. So, as we wrap up this whole paradigm shift in our explainer, I want you to ask yourself this one vital question. Are you wasting your fans' attention? When someone actually stops scrolling, or they take the time to come out to a show, are you just leaving them out in the cold on rented land? Or are you bringing them home where that relationship can truly thrive? It is absolutely time to build the new music industry on your own terms. Make sure you check out the other great articles and resources on makingascene.org, the place the indie artist goes to build the new music industry.